You are now watching Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times! What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, please shoot this video a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As also, if you're a new viewer to this channel, please shoot this subscribe button as well as the notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. So late Monday night, I was tuning into my good buddy Craving Something Scary's live stream. He was talking about Scream 6, his theories, thoughts, etc. And he went on to share this link to a new version of the Lord TV spot trailer that we had gotten for Scream 6. Now they have a second version of this trailer out. So I'm going to showcase it here in this video and then obviously chime back in and let you guys know my thoughts. So before we get into it, if you do not want to be spoiled on anything Scream 6, this video may contain spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled on anything, any images, anything regarding the Scream 6, this video may not be for you. So without wasting any more time, let's take a look at the trailer and let's see what's going on.
How many stops do we have?
This isn't like any other Ghostface.
What is this place?
A shrine.
We've got to lure him in.
And then what?
We execute him.
But I'm something different.
Scream.
Okay everyone, so again, this was version 2 to the TV spot trailer for Scream 6 that was titled Lore. So, what is different about this version compared to the original version? Well, in this version, we get this shot of kirbyreed in the Ghostface shrine pointing her gun at who we assume to be Ghostface. I'll explain why I said assume later. But we get this shot of kirbyreed in the Ghostface shrine pointing her gun at who we assume to be Ghostface. But we also see that kirbyreed is sporting some type of blood smear or mark on her head. Now, I will also say that I do think this is going to be part of the final act sequence. But we see this mark on Kirby's head. A lot of people think it's a blood smear. So I blew it up so that we can get a closer look. Now, as you can see, it's not a blood smear, but it is a black and blue bruise. Looks like Kirby got smacked in the head by somebody. Nonetheless, definitely is some bruising there on Kirby's head. Now, why is this significant? Why is the bruising on Kirby's head significant? Well, there's two ways you can go with this, in my opinion. The first way is that this is a clear, obvious sign that before this scene, kirbyreed was attacked. Now, whether was she attacked in the Ghostface shrine or before they got there remains to be seen. But she was obviously attacked before this scene where we see her here pointing the gun. She was attacked. Maybe she got knocked out. Maybe, well, let's just go with the premise that she got attacked in the Ghostface shrine. She gets hit in the head, maybe gets knocked out for a few minutes, what have you, comes to, and now she's pointing the gun at Ghostface or whoever else or whatever, and she's coming in and she's like, freeze, get your hands up, etc., what have you. Definitely possible, not impossible. But I'm going to go in a different direction. I think that this is the actual reveal of kirbyreed as Ghostface. Now follow me why I say this. The reason why I say this is because if you look in this shot, we see Samantha Carpenter with kirbyreed's gun in her hand. Now, how does Samantha get Kirby's gun? This is a question that many of us has been asking since the trailer came out and we've seen this shot of Samantha holding kirbyreed's gun. Well, in my opinion, I think that Kirby and Samantha end up getting in a tussle, and then obviously Samantha kind of wins that tussle, and the gun ends up on the ground, and then obviously Samantha picks it up. Now, you'll ask, well, what does that have to do with Kirby being revealed as Ghostface? Well, you see this scene here with Chad hitting Ghostface in the head with something, with an object, while trying to get away from Ghostface. Why that is significant is because, again, you see Kirby Reed rocking a bruise on her head. Now, in my opinion, if this is Kirby Reed's reveal as Ghostface, I think what happened is she was in costume chasing Chad, and then obviously Chad ends up hitting her in the head with whatever he hits her with, which prompts the bruise on her head. Now, some of you will ask, well then, what happens in between that, or what have you? Well, Kirby, in between that time of, being on the ground, whatever, gets out of costume. Obviously, she's in her regular clothes, and then she gets her gun, and she comes in to, all the commotion or whatever, acting like she's there to help. But really, she's Ghostface. And what prompts Samantha, whoever she's pointing the gun at, and I'm going to say it is Samantha, Tara, etc., what prompts them to realize that she's involved is the bruising on her head. Because they're going to look at her and say, well, wait a minute, how did you get that bruise on your head, Kirby? Because, keep in mind, in the trailer, in every trailer, except for this one, every other trailer that we've seen Kirby Reed, there's no bruising on her head. No bruising on her head whatsoever. So in my opinion, what I think happens is this. If this is Kirby Reed's reveal as Ghostface, she's in costume, she's chasing Chad. Chad hits her in the head with whatever he hits her with. In between that time, if we're, the rest of them getting chased around, we have them little couple minute time gaps. Then Kirby comes into the fray. She looks like she's there to help. Then she has the bruise on her head. They realize it. They're like, why do you have that bruise on your head? And then boom, she's revealed as Ghostface. Now, this is also, you can also say, this would be a callback and an homage, just in reverse, to the Mark Kincaid character in Scream 3. Remember when Ghostface was shot by Sidney Prescott? Remember, Ghostface disappears. Then Mark Kincaid pops up magically out of nowhere. And even Sidney was like, Detective Kincaid, what are you doing here? Where's your partner? She suspected him. And then it was ultimately revealed that he was not a Ghostface. He wasn't involved. But this time around, the cop is involved. It's an homage, but it's reversed. Because again, you have to ask yourself the question, how did Kirby Reed get that bruise on her head before this scene that we see her in the shrine? This had to happen before this scene that we see her holding the gun. And then you have to ask yourself the question, okay, well, if she's not Ghostface and we see her in this scene with the gun, how the hell does Samantha get a hold of the gun? Now, you can sit there and say, maybe after this scene with Kirby pointing the gun or whatever, maybe she got attacked by Ghostface again, and maybe the gun fell on the floor. Maybe she got killed by Ghostface, the gun fell on the floor. What have you. You can definitely go in that direction. I'm not saying you can't. But I'm just saying, really, really use your brain here and put it together. In my opinion, there would be no other reason for her to have that bruising on her head in this sequence unless she was Ghostface and she got hit in the head while in costume. Now, a lot of you will say, well, Marcus, if is revealed, how can she be revealed in this sequence as Ghostface if she's not in costume? Keep this in mind. Amber Freeman, when she revealed herself to be Ghostface, was not in costume. The only time she was in costume is after she revealed herself and she decided to go put the costume on. Again, I will never understand why she did that or why they did it that way in Scream 5. But also, her partner, Richie Curse, He wasn't underneath the Ghostface costume when he was revealed. He was in his regular plain clothes with his regular face showing. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility, or it's not out of the realm of direction in terms of what Radio Silence has done already in Scream. This is already, we've seen this before, you know. We've seen this before. It's not like it's like, oh, well, you know, if they reveal her outside of costume, you know, that would be a first. No, this is something that Radio Silence did in the last Scream movie. Now, you may not like it. You may not, you know, want to see that again. Me personally, I don't either. I want to see a traditional Ghostface reveal with the costume, the mask taken off, and all that. But given that Radio Silence did this in the last Scream movie, revealing a Ghostface killer out of costume, I think you gotta, you know, make that possibility in this. You gotta assume that possibility in this sequence as well. Again, how does Kirby Reed get the bruising on her head before this sequence, and how does Samantha end up with her gun? That's the two biggest questions that I think we have to focus on now, leading into this film, outside of the whole cult theories, outside of all that. This sequence right here, how does Kirby get the bruising on her head, and then how does Samantha end up with her gun? Again, two big questions, maybe now the two biggest questions we have to ask ourselves going into Scream 6. I'm excited to see how this plays out, but I will tell you guys that I firmly believe, and I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong about everything I've been talking about. You know, all my theories could be wrong, you know, leading into Scream 6. I could be wrong about everything I've been talking about. But I feel so strongly in the theories that I have talked about, and this is another one. I really feel strongly in this theory that we just got, in this trailer, the reveal as Kirby Reed as Ghostface. And I'd like to think the reasoning and the explanation and the way that I broke it down for you guys is enough evidence to at least put it in your brain that this is a possibility. But okay, everyone, that is it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think about this version 2 to the Lord trailer, as well as let me know what you guys think about this shot with Kirby Reed. Do you guys think that my theory could be a possibility, that this is her being revealed as Ghostface? Or do you think that this is her just coming in to save the day? And do you think that she will subsequently once again be a final girl who is not revealed as Ghostface? As well as let me know, who do you guys think she is pointing the gun at? Hit the comment section below. You know I always love to conversate with you all. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. Thank you all for watching.